Hello.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
All I
And
can
good
see is
night.
John's arse. All we can see is John's arse.
That's what he thinks of you lot.
He's not a bad judge. He's not a bad judge, to be fair.
No, I agree.
Only joking. Only joking. I'm going to share this out, Dan.
I'm not.
Share it out, Viv.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough. I
Same
don't know
here.
how to caught this cough.
I got one.
Have you?
Yes.
Sitting in cold buildings over the weekend, I think that's done it.
Dirty Russ.
Oh, my darlings, she's all sick and so mad.
We're all right. We're all right. We're a tough mob. How is everybody this evening? How are you guys? You all right?
Yep.
Tired.
Yeah, have you all had a good week? Let me ask you around the clock. I won't ask Vivian because she's busy cheering. I'll ask her in a minute. Lois, have you had a good weekend? Have you had a good... Yes?
Yeah, I've had a good weekend. Just not well with a cold. But apart from that, still smiling as ever.
Jamie, young Jamie, I know you had a good weekend, but have you had a good week as well, mate?
Yes, mate. I've had a fantastic week. Well, part of a week, and then the weekend was
that's what
my
we
ribs
here.
still
And
hurt.
obviously, happy birthday, because his birthday he was 21
Should we
ago.
sing happy birthday? Should we sing happy birthday?
Let's sing happy birthday. Let's go around the clock. Happy birthday,
to
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jamie. Happy birthday to you.
And squash tomatoes and stew.
Well, we had one viewer, then they're gone. Oh no, they're back again. They must have come back after that. After that beautiful acapella.
They're probably like, what the fuck?
Now, young Vivian, how are you this week? Hi, Anthony. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hi, Bri. Hope you're all good.
I am tired.
I'm tired too. I'm shattered.
Very, very tired.
It's hit me now.
It hit me last night. I went to bed about 9:30 last night at Mum and Dad's.
And you and me, we were like sleeping ugly, weren't we? On Sunday, we were out for the count. You and I.
Yeah.
So what kind of pizza were you doing about, Dan?
Dr. Urtka, apparently.
The pizzas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think, Anthony, it's that build up to Christmas, mate. I think that's what it is. I think it gets to us all. So, Viv, how are you again? Sorry, how's your week and everything?
Well, I'm was megally busy at work. But that aside, I had a couple of days off because we went over to Gloucester for the weekend. 2 investigations.
We did.
One on Saturday, one on Sunday with these 2 lovely gentlemen. And got back home on Monday. So today was just a try recover day. And
that made me laugh. My ribs hurt.
I haven't recovered. Guess what?
Hello.
Hey, oh, my voice is gone on that. I'm sorry. I would sing to the top of my voice and all along the street about you being here because I'd be happy to see you, but my voice won't do it. My heart is willing, but my voice has given up.
Grab your balls and it'll help you sing.
We saw snow. We saw snow, Dan.
We did. It was your archetypal Christmas. It was your archetypal Christmas haunting. When we came out of the mansion, it was snowing at what was it about 3:30, 4 in the morning, something like that? Was it? Or was it that? Was it? Yeah. It was snowing, and it was just it was wonderful, absolutely beautiful. And we woke up on Sunday morning to like a barrage of snow, didn't we? There was loads of snow.
Yeah, it was really lovely.
I'll take that. I'm glad you will, Annette. I'm glad you'll take the apology.
Oh, I'm so jealous. You guys get snow. I'm telling you, I want it to snow for Christmas.
But I had a dairy there. Wow.
Oh,
nice. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane. Hope you're doing well. I hope everything's good. So it was a great weekend, guys, wasn't it? It was absolutely brilliant weekend. There was a bunch of us, 7 of us that went, and it was just a great weekend. We did the investigation on Saturday night, and then we did an investigation on Sunday night, and we made the most of it. And it was freezing cold on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think when we stopped on the Monday and we had breakfast before we headed off home, but I think it might have been an old police lockup or something.
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like an old jail, didn't it? It did look like
cop shop or whatever.
We found it by accident. Just we didn't know. It's like, here's a cafe, go in it.
Well, the 2 girls did.
They did. Hiya, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Hiya, buddy. How you doing? Well, mate.
Hi,
Don't
Terry.
worry.
Two Billies.
Don't worry. Hope everything's good your end, mate. Hope everything's good your end. So we had a good weekend, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did.
Now, do you want to tell them where we went to? What investigations we did? Where the names?
Go on, Viv, over to you.
Well, on the Saturday night, we went to Woodchester Mansion. Absolutely beautiful.
Stunning.
Absolutely stunning place and full of angles.
Full of angles, which are not like the segue. Straight into the next question.
Not angels, but angles.
Angles of the Lord.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, where did we do?
Where do we go, Jay?
To the Ram. Ancient Ram.
Exactly, the Ancient Ram Inn. And
which was I think it was just it just blew my mind when we stepped into the car park, to be fair.
With the snow on the ground. It was under a blanket of snow when we arrived, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. And again, it was like the opening to your archetypal Christmas haunted story, wasn't it? You know, it was amazing. And we had activity in there, didn't we? We had quite good.
Yeah, from when we stepped into the doors, really, weren't it? It was.
There was stuff going on, wasn't there?
Still need to look through the footage that when we went live and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of things. I won't say too much about what it happened, but there was a couple of bits that happened that sort of defy explanation. Although we're still looking for an explanation. I don't know if we'll find one. I doubt we will, but it was great. It was great. Yeah.
Some of the experiments we did was very interesting as well.
Yeah, they proffered some really good evidence, didn't they? Or what we think could be possibly evidence. So that's good.
Yeah.
What experiments did you do?
Oh, there was different ones. We did the Gansfield, didn't we? We did
Gansfield
the
one, yeah.
Can you explain to people what the Gansfield experiment is that don't know?
Yeah, I was just ready to ask that question. I might sound thick, by the way, but I don't know it. I probably do know it when you start explaining it.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain it, Viv? Because you'll probably explain it better, wouldn't you? Because you were the one who set the equipment up.
You explain it, Dan. I'm just going to sit back and just chill.
Okay, fine. Well, the Gansfield experiment is one that you do where you have repetitive flashing light in front of you. Sounds a lot worse than it is. We don't recommend anybody who's got epilepsy or suffers with any kind of seizures uses it or does it. But what happens is to dull it down, what we do is we put a blindfold on, but the blindfold has 2 holes in it. Sounds like, well, what's the point of that? But they also, what it has is it has a ping pong ball cut in half, and one's placed over on one side of the eye mask and one on the other. And then what happens is it's meant to replicate or give people that aren't mediums, it's meant to give them a sort of a semi-feeling as what it's like to be a medium. So it's kind of like the God helmet. You're sitting there being repeatedly flashed in the face with this light in the dark, obviously. And what happens is you then start to feel things around you that could possibly be presences. So we did it with, who did we do it with first of all? We did it with Kylie. And Kylie started to feel the presence of a male on her right-hand side, and left-hand side, then behind her. And then whilst that was going on, to the right, Jamie and Viv were off to the right. And I heard a voice. I couldn't make out what it was. I just heard this voice. But Viv and Jamie heard it distinctively. And what did it say?
Right next to me, as though there was somebody standing there, calmly, not nastily, it said, "Go away.
Go away."
I looked at Jamie. I went, "Tell me you fucking heard that."
Now this was
I should swear.
Now this was in the manor, wasn't it? This was in the house, wasn't it? The mansion, and it was literally nobody there. It was just the four of us, and this voice was disembodied, but you could hear it, and I heard it, but I couldn't quite make out what it said. But I could hear it enough to recognise that it wasn't there. I know these two voices, and I know Kylie's voice, distinctive. You know it. Yeah. This one didn't follow that pattern, so that was odd. Then we spun around. I think Jay, you did the experiment, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it near the mortuary.
You did it in the mortuary, but before that, I did it, didn't I?
And Viv put my chair right in front of the mortuary door, and I was like, nah. Yeah, so I put it about a couple of foot up. I got a little bit, and when we finished, I had a little puddle of water on the floor, didn't we?
That was a weird thing.
He wet himself.
I'll tell you, it sounds weird, doesn't it? It sounds like, well, there's a puddle of water there, but I'll tell you the story in a moment. But prior to that, I did it, and I sat there, and I didn't really feel anything. I think Viv said that you saw something behind me, Viv, didn't you?
Yeah, I just saw something dark and wispy just sort of appear briefly behind you, and then it disappeared.
And then it went, didn't it? But the weird thing was, I didn't have any. I couldn't pick anything up, or I couldn't feel anything. Couldn't feel a presence around me. But the one thing I did feel, it was like somebody got ice cut. Now it was cold anyway, but this was different. This was very distinctive, and it felt like my head, the back of my head, was underwater, and that the water was all down my back. And I started to get cold, and I didn't realise what was happening. I just said to the guys, I said to Viv, didn't I? But I feel like I've got water down the back of my head, and my ear was blocked because I couldn't really hear it, but I've got water in it. It was just not a very nice feeling. And in the end, it got so uncomfortable. I said, yeah, okay, that's it. It wasn't very nice.
Do you know, you guys have just given me a light bulb with an idea. But I'll tell you after the show what it is.
No, that's all right. That's okay. So then we did Jamie, and around Jamie there was like water.
Puddles of water physically on the floor.
Well, the thing is,
it weren't raining. It wasn't raining.
No, it wasn't wet or anything, was it? Now, the thing was that Woodchester Mansion during World War II was actually used by the American GIs. So they used it, and what they did there is they carried out the manoeuvres and training prior to going on engagement. But a few of them, I don't know how many exactly, but a few of
10.
them. Was it 10?
Or was it 10 in the end?
Drowned in the lake in an accident.
Right by the mansion.
Right by the mansion. 10 of them drowned. And so I don't know what the feeling I was getting was from, I can't say it was.
And the bodies.
The
bodies were stored in the mortuary where Jamie was, where the body was.
So the bodies were actually brought into the house, into the mortuary. With
Jamie. I think you, Dan, was experiencing one of the bodies just floating upright in that lake, and he was impressing on you, not how he went, because he didn't do the drowning thing, but he was showing you or trying to show us him in the lake floating, which is why you got the water and the water feeling, because he could communicate to us through you, and you were telling us stuff. I've got wet. I feel wet. I got water on my head, and
And that was it. And then we did. We did. What other experiments did we do in there? Or did we not do?
Oh, excuse me, guys. Again, hang on. It's my son. You carry on. I'll just take this.
I'm trying to think what other experiments. What, Jay, can you remember what other experiments we did, or did we not do any other experiments in there?
We did the white noise. Did we do the white noise?
The white noise was the one we did with the Gansfield, where you played the white noise in your ears, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that. Oh, what? No, hang on. That was a different one, wasn't it?
We did with the ping pong balls, the one in the mansion.
Yeah, that's the Gansfield.
And then we.
White noise and a blindfold. Oh, we did the. What was that one? What was that?
No,
one?
that was at the Ram. We just did the EVPs and that, and the Gansfield.
Yeah, we didn't do the white noise at the no. It's what you said that, and I thought, no, I don't think we did. No, we didn't. But we did, didn't we? When we went to the Ancient Ram Inn on the Sunday, then we did the Estes, didn't we? Which is the one with the white noise and the blindfold and what have you.
Yeah.
And then what we did is we asked relative questions. But Viv done it in such a way that there were two of us that were actually back to back picking up the. Well, actually, Viv, you tell them what happened to you, because from your point of view, it was a totally different experience, wasn't it? From you and Jay.
When I went to the ancient ram, listen to this, Lois, and tell me what you think. We started off doing proper EVPs, with a voice recorder. But when we played it back, what did it say? I'm warning you.
I'm warning you.
I'm warning you was told. And it was from my questions. I'm warning you. And then, so I started questioning who was actually talking to us, because everyone wanted to believe it was the spirit of John that used to own the building. And I had this gut feeling we are not speaking to John. So I wanted to do a second EVP to question who was really speaking, and completely silent. When I called it out and said, what did they call you? I know you're not John. What is your name? Who are you? What have you got to tell us? Nothing. So it happened. So I got the one, I'm warning you. Mm-hmm. Then it happened again. And I got the word warning on what the questions I was asking again, warning. I went up to do the Estes experiment with Jay. Now, me and Jay we were all tuned in back to back. Jay just put his earbuds in. I hadn't even got mine in yet. And Jay, do you want to tell people what you heard?
Yeah, so we was in the bishop's room in the ram. I really had a really weird feeling about that room and the witch's room as well. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Viv said to me and Dan, what do you want to do? What experiment would you want to do in the ram? So I was thinking about it, and I said, look, we'll do the back-to-back white noise with the blindfold on in the bishop's room. So I've sat down, put my headphones in, put my mask on. Like Viv said, we haven't even started. So I've had my earphones in, my blindfold, and I heard someone talk to me through, we didn't have the white noise, so it through my ear saying warning. I got up. Well, Dan's got the video of it. I got up and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
And we hadn't even started.
We haven't even started. And the guys were like, right, Jay, come on, we'll do it. You're all right. And then eventually we actually got started. And we both felt a presence sitting on the bed. So there was just 2 single beds either side, and the beds are really old, so you could feel the spring. They're proper old spring beds. Mm-hmm. And so me and Viv were sitting back to back. So it was on the left-hand side of the bed. A gentleman sat down on the bed next to Viv.
Well, before that, during the Estes experiment, yes, me and Jay are repeating what we can hear to questions that are being asked that we don't know about. While that's going on, I'm seeing through my third eye, I saw 3 of them. I know there was more, and I'm seeing the ancient ram, and I'm seeing 3 men on horseback trot in, get off their horses get stabled, get taken off of them and stabled straight away, and they run into the ram. And I see them sitting round a table, and I see purses. When I say purses, they're big pouches. Yep. And they're tipping their pouches out, and I'm seeing not just coinage, I'm seeing jewellery, I'm seeing coins, and I'm seeing all sorts coming out of this pouch. I saw 3 men, but I think there was more, and I'm labelling them to a gang of highwaymen, right? So I'm seeing this, and then I don't know what questions were being asked. It got interrupted because I felt someone sit right next to me on the bed, and they sat down. When they sat down, the bed depressed, and I felt the springs go, like they were sitting next to me to get in a bit closer, and it shook me because I'm trying to do Estes. I'm seeing this, and somebody sat next to me. I took my mask off straight away, and I said, and when I looked, there was nobody there. I said, I can't do no more. When I say I can't do no more, I felt this, whoever it was that sat next to me, was warning me not to open my mouth, because
From what I'm hearing so far, I would say that sounds like that could be one of the people that was giving you the warning.
What happened is that the ancient ram, they're thinking John's spirit is around, and he might be, but I think it's suppressed. People say about this incubus and succubus and these bad presences in there, and it's demonic and it's this, that, and the other. They're claiming it to be all these fanciful things. It's not. It's not at all. It's these three men that I found. I found one of them, and his name was called William Tawney. Who robbed somebody in Wootton Under Edge, and he was hung for horse stealing. But he was one of the highwaymen, one of the three that I saw. There's a gang of them. There's more than three. I think there's about 5 or 6 of them that were operating in that area, robbing people and doing all sorts of bad shit, basically. But the ancient ram is a place I believed some of their booty was hidden. And they would go back to, they would add to it, they'd come back, take more out of it and share it out when needed. I think the ancient rams still hold some of their treasure. I can't tell you where, and they're trying to protect it by pretending to be these bad demon-y type things that they're really not. It's this highwayman gang, and there's a name that they went by, but I didn't get it, and I said to Dan, I have been warned so much. When I first walked in there, I threw up. I was physically sick. I had to run out, and I was sick outside in the car park. That was the first thing. Then I got the warnings. Then I saw that. And then after that, my nerves were shot to the point where I said to Dan, it's too dangerous for me to do anything else. I need to sit back and let everybody else carry on. You know, I think there's the story of the ancient ram will be told eventually, but it's not what people think it is.
No.
It's not what people think it is. And it's only when the archaeologists, when they get in, when that place is levelled and the archaeologists get in, I think that's when they'll find that treasure.
I think by the sounds of it, it's kind of what Anthony's saying, but I would say it's kind of like that maybe.
Hi, Chantel.
Hi, Chantel.
As much as I like to sing, I can't. My voice is gone. Sorry.
I do very much believe in parallel universes. I don't care what MD says, but I'm pretty much believe in them. And I think we're dead to them as much as they're dead to us. So you've probably stumbled across something. And
he was hung. William Tawney got hung out in the market square in Wootton. And he was one of them that was there. Because I said I heard the name. I don't know if it was said on the spirit box, but I heard the name William and I poo-pooed it. When we sat and checked it, we found William Tawney. I thought, oh shit, there's one of them.
Yeah.
That sounds like you guys have got really good evidence there.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet. That's home of. Was it Neighbours or was it Home and Away, Melbourne?
I'm sure that was
Neighbours, I think. But yeah, also we did the phone experiment as well, didn't we? In the same room that we got a lot of activity in there as well. So Viv took her phone into the back room where the bar used to be and phoned my phone. And then we started talking as you're on the phone.
But the strange thing was, before you started that, my phone hung up on you, didn't it?
Yes,
it did.
And that was in the other room. So it was like, and we had signal because we was on the Wi-Fi. So yeah, and then we finally got connected again.
Neighbours.
Should we sing that song? Let's sing it to her.
I can't got no voice.
I can't.
Neighbours.
Sounds like John's getting bloody cut.
Neighbours. A little understanding. That's all you're going to get.
That's more than we wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
So I went in the kitchen with my phone, and we was asking questions and that. We got a couple of responses. We got what? And yeah, it was quite weird because it's no one else was in the room, so you know it was quite shocking that we actually heard a couple of words, and then Viv come in and said if there's anyone else, we're not talking to a demon, which it was. We don't know who it was because we thought at the time it was John saying hello and stuff, but I don't think he was that rude to say what, you know. So I think it was totally someone else in the back room. But that was one of the we could tick that off. That was quite interesting.
Kylie got something, didn't she, Dan?
Sorry, Biff?
Kylie got something towards the end with this thing.
Yeah, she caught a flashing light anomaly that went from the left wall to the right. Again, so it was flat against the wall. So there was nothing that could really. Initially, when I looked at it, because I thought, oh, it's a light anomaly that's come from a car outside as it's gone past its headlight flash. We looked at it, Jay, didn't we? And it wasn't. It was like it seemed to be its own, emitting its own light source. And the way that it moved, there was no light. The light couldn't have got through.
No.
So that was quite unusual. The fact that she saw it with a naked eye as well was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we were sitting in front of the window, weren't we, Viv? So we couldn't see it.
No, we had our backs turned, didn't we?
Our backs turned to it, so we couldn't really see it. So yeah, that was interesting. But there was lots of little bits and bobs that went on there that were kind of a little bit too close. I mean, at one point, I think they'd gone up. Me and Viv were downstairs talking about highwaymen and talking about different people and characters of the area. And they said Dan out, Viv out. They didn't want us there, did they, Viv?
No, that was in the witch's room.
Because we were discussing what could have possibly have gone on. And we were trying to find
Dan out, Viv out, like that.
Yeah, and then once we did that, once you guys did the white noise again on the couch, that's when we heard the footsteps, wasn't it? Upstairs, really loud.
He has to block my view every time, this guy.
I know, it's odd, isn't he?
He's a good lad.
By the way, Anthony's got a good idea. Have you ever set up a table for hot tea with two sits? Had one real person at the table, leave the other open for Spirit to sit down. Do your questions then.
The trouble is with that experiment, I'd drink all the tea.
Yeah.
I would, because I'm a tea monster.
And I won't do it unless there's biscuits there.
Tea, didn't we?
Not any biscuits, Mr. Kipling's.
Oh, it's got to be proper nice biscuits.
Oh, guess what Dan tried today? Iron Brew 1901.
It's very nice.
What was your opinion?
I liked it. It wasn't really nice. It didn't taste as strong, but I liked it.
I liked the 1901.
I liked it.
Very sweet.
I liked it. Yes.
Very sweet.
Yes, I liked it.
How much did you pay for it? Just out of curiosity.
They've got it for me. They've treated me to it.
We've got a pound.
This little can. It's about £1.
Pound.
See, up in Scotland, and I'm not shitting you, I'm being serious. Some shops are charging nearly £1.25 for it. £1.30.
Whoa.
Rubbing
We got it for £1, didn't we?
Yeah.
You can't beat a good bicky in it. You cannot beat a good bicky.
Do you know what? I've enjoyed this far better than talking about angles.
I know. Should we talk about angles?
Right, the angles.
There was a lot of angles.
Listening to you guys, carry on.
The angles at Woodchester Mansion are absolutely
breathtaking,
superb. Now, they've got vaulted ceilings, and when I say vaulted ceilings, these are not just any vaulted ceilings. They are decorated in a way that would blow your socks off. Dan, do you want to describe these vaulted ceilings and the angles? And
I mean, architecturally, they're works of art, aren't they? They've got these vaulted ceilings, which they've got to be 30 foot high, haven't they? They've got to be.
Easy.
And it's like walking, and the length of them, these halls, the length of them is I don't know. What you're looking at probably 100 to 150 meters. No, longer than that, probably
longer.
200 meters. I mean, they're massive. And you walk in, and all of a sudden, you're presented with this ceiling, and you just look up, and it's not just the ceiling; it's like the pillaring and that along the sides because it's made completely of stone. And you just look around, and architecturally, it's just stunning.
Yeah.
And I think with Woodchester, is obviously it was left unfinished.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's sort of half done, as it were. But I think if you then went and got, I mean, it's been like that since the Victorian period. But if you then got artisans in, because it would take artisans to finish it off, it would lose its appeal. It would lose something.
Yeah,
I think it's lovely the way it is, sort of half done. It's got its own beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I got a picture on this phone of one of those ceilings. Dan.
It's like a honeycomb thing, isn't it? It's sort of like it's beautiful.
Oh, here's one.
It must have taken. Well, it took years to get it to that point.
I don't know how well you see that.
Oh wow, that looks pretty.
Oh, wow. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's a ceiling.
That's all made out of stone as well.
Oh my god.
And here's
it's beautiful. This it's a massive building.
I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. This is in the ceiling. It's a green man.
There you go. Yeah,
perfect.
Oh
wow, that is beautiful.
Carved from stone.
Perfect.
Oh my god. CMD that can do that, I've got some sort of talent. Honestly, that's why I always say Stephen's brilliant, because CMD that can do that sort of work with hands.
Yeah.
We've seen I mean, there are people out there that can still do it, but compared to not that many anymore, I don't think. Not like that, but yeah.
Dying trade, isn't it? Stonemason.
It's a dying trade, yeah. So anybody that picks stuff like that, I mean, that if I could start again, I think I'd probably go in for something like that.
Would you really?
Yeah, for a job like that, for training. But your training would be forever, wouldn't it? Your training would take forever.
Yeah, that's it.
But it would be I think it would be such a fulfilling job to be able to do something like that.
Here's another one. This is there's three of them, isn't there? But this is one either side. This is the other one. So it's a different type.
There you go.
Green man.
Amazing.
All carved from stone.
Oh wow. See MD really that can do that stuff. Even do you know even who I admire is people that can do sculptures out of sand.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
This is that ceiling there. It's just a hallway.
Oh.
See, that's just in a hallway.
It's opulent, isn't it? It's absolutely opulent.
I don't know how well you see this, but this is some of the architecture. Oh, that's just another hallway. I don't know if you can see the sort of.
See it, but it's not. Yeah, it doesn't do it
justice. Shape. No, it doesn't do it justice. No.
It's like when you walk in. It's like walking the corridors of heaven, isn't it? It's just very magical. You turn around, all of a sudden, the way the lighting in there is done really well. So you walk in there, you turn the corner, and then you're presented with one of these halls. I mean,
see the pillars stunning. That Dan was talking about there, how the pillars go into the ceiling. Don't know if you can see that.
Wow,
is that me in the corner, is it?
I think it is. Yeah. I'd recognise that hat anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's Chris. I mean, it's Chris Howley.
So I go and get the hat for the viewers.
That might be too much for them.
Yeah, like the pillars, they're sort of there, and then it goes into fingers and then becomes part of the ceiling.
It was stunning, Viv, wasn't it? It was beautiful.
It was just amazing.
And do you know what? People that can do that type of thing, the craft people that can do that. There you go, there's the hat.
I actually thought that was a wig there. I thought he was coming out with some 70s hairdo or something.
Dan thought I had a teddy bear on my head.
Are you, Eric?
Oh,
you doing well, mate? Yeah, it was amazing. I know you would, Anthony. They're massive. You would. It was cathedral-like, yeah. Eric wants that. Eric wants your hat, Jay. before a king showed up.
Hey,
Eric.
Hiya, buddy. How you doing? Well, Eric. Yeah, it was just stunning, wasn't it? I mean, I say I've got total respect and admiration for anybody that can do that type of work.
Oh God,
it blows me away. The gift and the talent they've got is just off the scale.
It's not just that though, Dan. I mean, it's when you drive down that drive. Tell them about the drive, Dan.
It's about a mile, isn't it?
A bit more, it seemed like.
Yeah, it's a bit about a mile or a little bit over a mile. You go for the drive, and you're driving through countryside, aren't you? Really?
Yeah.
At the start of it, the start of the land is, I don't know how many acres they've got. Hundreds of acres there. There you go.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Stunning.
And that's what's
part of it.
That's at the end of the drive.
Yeah.
And that pops up.
And it was just, and imagine looking at that with snow. It's your archetypal Christmas ghost story.
Yeah.
It was just, and that's how we saw it on Sunday when we left.
Mm.
It was just breathtaking. It was magical, isn't it? It's a magical place. It really is.
See, when you're in places like that gives you the goosebumps, always the one that I always like going to. Yeah, the one that I really like going to was a place called Needpath Castle. And the first time we went, honestly, it had been snowing, and I didn't realise how deep the snow is. And I just went walking normally. It was right up to my knees. Next thing you know, there was me. I'm determined to get to the front door, and the place is beautiful. It's breathtaking. Honestly, even inside. What I'll do after the show is in the group, I'll put up pictures there. Honestly, the pictures just does no justice. The only thing interesting is the big raspberry. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
But
you could, Anthony, completely get lost in that.
Eric's that speechless. He's just put nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas list.
Honestly, that place. I mean, Dan wanted to move in there and then on the spot. When he saw it, so I'd love to live here. I'd love to live here.
Do you know what though? Even it's one of them places. I couldn't. Even if you won hundreds of millions, I don't think you can afford to buy it.
You couldn't afford to buy it.
And even if you could, you certainly couldn't afford to run it.
No,
because
heat it.
It's just, phenomenal. It's just, if you cordoned off a little bit of it and had a flat in there somewhere, you'd be all right, I think. But you couldn't afford to heat that place. So it's just massive.
No, it's got tunnels underneath that run under the woods to somewhere. He did say to an abbey somewhere and a castle.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of grounds.
Yeah.
It's got a hunter's lodge there, a bit further up down the drive.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The thing I didn't realise, Viv, obviously it's a Victorian building. And I didn't realise, but he was saying there's been a place there for like over 1,000 years.
Yeah.
He said prior to that, there was another house that stood there. Because I couldn't equate how you were getting the hauntings in there. It's like, well, nobody lived or died here. But obviously the American soldiers, bless them, they did. A lot of the GIs, bless them, they died there, didn't they, because of the drought.
Yeah.
But obviously there was other people that died throughout the history in the other properties.
The thing that fascinated me was the clock face with all the bullet holes and that in it as well.
Don't worry, Eric. It's fine.
We don't care, Eric.
We don't care.
We know you by now.
So.
Yeah. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just?
But you know what? Talking of the architecture, it was one man's dream was to build this mansion. Okay, and his name was William Lee.
Yeah.
And he was a Mason.
And a high Catholic, wasn't he, apparently?
Yeah. And he ran out of money. He just ran out of money, and then he ran out of love with it. And it wasn't going to be a house for him to live in. It was just going to be a place that he could go to get away from the family, you know, just a place of his own.
What a man shed, though.
I know.
Man cave. Wow.
Yeah.
Where you going to put the beers, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, he apparently his daughter died very suddenly of an illness. And after his daughter died, he lost interest. He didn't have the money, and it was sold on. And I think, didn't the Masons have it for a while, but they didn't do anything with it?
No. Well, they think that they weren't too sure whether he built it for the church or for the Masons, were they?
Yeah.
But there's that behind it. But his sisters, he died, and his sisters took over, didn't they? And they had the house down the bottom, which was small, but they kept adding to that house. Yeah. And subsequently, they never moved up to the big house.
Night, Janet. Have a good
night, Janet. Have a good week. Night, Janet.
Hey, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Hi, Charles. But
He's a Texas Ranger.
It was an interesting place, wasn't it?
It was very much so.
Yeah.
It was.
But you know, it's interesting as well with the hauntings because nobody actually lived in it.
No.
So why is it as haunted as it is? I mean,
I think it's the land, Viv. I think the houses prior on it.
Over the years of me going there, and he didn't disappoint. The little boy was seen, and he's seen numerous times by numerous people, and this little boy never fails to appear. Why this little boy? I mean, we were lucky on Saturday. We had the soldiers interacting with us. If I was to put a guess on it, the voice that told me to get out, I think was a soldier.
Yeah.
Can't be sure though. You know, it has its hot spots. It has its place. You know, you go and sit in a place, you think, oh, this will be really haunted. I might get something in here, and it's flat. You move into another room, go into another bit, and you'll think, oh, nothing will happen in here. And you will
go downstairs into the
shitted up. I kid you not. You will get the willies put up you. And
was it Terry Willies?
No. Do you know what? It was worse than Terry 2 willies. I think this one had about 6 because Jay got frightened more than once. I got put on edge a couple of times there. As beautiful as that place is, and the warmest place in the whole of the house was down in the basement. It did have an underlying feeling to it, which didn't sit well.
It did. So it was first off, me and you went down to the basement. Saw the bat.
That was cute.
Batman.
And,
we nicknamed that bat Dan.
Daniel Winters.
That was Daniel Winters' bat.
We got quite a lot of activity down there when we went down there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then before we'll go back upstairs, and then I left Viv because it felt like someone. You know when you get that feeling.
What do you mean? You left Viv? Do you want to correct that?
I ran.
He ran and left me in the basement on my own.
So
ran up those stairs.
So as we was going up the stairs, you know when you were younger, when you turn the lights on and you run up the stairs because you think something's behind you.
Yeah.
Well, I had that feeling that someone just was behind me. So I was like, yeah, see you later, Liv, I'm going. And then me and Dan, we went and had a coffee and stuff and a bit biscuit or whatever. And then me and Dan went down there with the girls and we got a little bit, we got the chains moving because in the last bit of the basement.
See what Eric is telling you.
Exactly, Eric.
I couldn't help it, Eric. You know,
he nearly left me.
I started feeling.
No, it's on you go.
Hi, Irene.
Hi, Irene.
So me and Dan and then the girls went down there, and we heard this in the last bit of the cell in the basement. There was chains on the wall, and we heard them started swinging. So I went in there to replicate what the sound was.
And it was that sound.
It was the sound of the chains hitting the side of the walls. We got a little bit of activity, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say. We still got a little bit, didn't we? It wasn't infusion that me and Viv got, to be fair. And yet again, I was doing we did an EVP. I turned it off, walked up the stairs, and we heard behind.
I was in front of him. He was going to push me out of the way. You can get around quick enough.
Again,
I didn't hear it, to be fair. I was too far forward.
So I was behind, turned the EP off, and then that was it. We got something. So I was like, right, okay, yes. And then
yes, it's a good idea.
I couldn't help it. You know, it is one of them. I learn from mistakes. But then me and Viv went off for a walk, and we was contemplating going back down to the basement. So we was looking at the leaflets, weren't we?
This is funny.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
You shouldn't laugh.
It was, yeah.
So we was talking, and I said, "Oh, look at that Titanic leaflet." And where the hallway was, the little boy's been seen, so he was behind us. Like, he's always been seeing that doorway. And me and Viv were talking, looking at the leaflets, and my hand. So when someone shakes your hand, it was in like a clasp position. So my hand went up. I went forward. After I went forward, I must have jumped about 5 foot in the air, like shouted. And Viv's like, "What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?" I said, my hand was still in the clasp position as someone shook my hand. As that, it's gone really ice cold. And Miss over there started laughing her tits off. So Dan was in the base room, and the girls were like, "Should we go out and see?" And Dan turned around and said, "No, it's all right. Viv's only laughing at Jay because he's been hurt." I was like, "Yeah, great."
They were all sitting in the base room, and Dan heard. When you want to explain, Dan?
I heard this massive scream like a little girl. No, I heard this scream. No, to be fair, if you're taken like by surprise like that, you're gonna, you're not
especially
expecting
with your back
it.
turned, you know.
I heard this chat and scream, and then all of a sudden, Viv started. You heard Viv crease up. She's like pissing herself. You could hear her laughing so much. And the girls are in the hub room with me, and they're going, "Should we go out and see if they're all right?" And I went, "No." I said, "Viv's laughing. James probably hurt himself."
But that's the first time I've been properly like touched. I did start filling up.
But do you think that we're supposed to be talking about angels and angles and whatever you want to, but I do believe that little boy is the angel of Woodchester.
Yeah.
He's the one. I think he's a lot older than all the other hauntings there. I think he comes with what was there on the land before the mansion was ever built.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think he's stuck or anything like that. I think he chooses to be there. I don't believe in spirit energies becoming stuck and all that sort of thing. I don't. It's freedom of choice. No. But I think he's the one that looks over Woodchester Mansion. I mean, he chooses to not grow up. He chooses to stay as this boy. When I say boy, he's not a baby. He's about 11, 12, 13 years old. He's a young man.
Yeah.
You know, I still see him as a boy.
Didn't he?
I still see him as a boy, and I think he's the one that wants to make sure everybody's okay and everybody's fine, and he's the one that I think is the not concerning, but he's concerned over everybody else that visits.
Yeah.
So for me, he is the angel of Woodchester Mansion. It depends. That's how I see him anyway.
Yeah.
And I think he's a very, very nice spirit to have around. That's if that's what if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't. I think the difference between the two hauntings, between the two venues is that the Woodchester Mansion didn't seem overbearing in the sense that anything there was particularly malicious or nasty.
No,
it just seems to be like people. And I'm not saying it wasn't. It's people. Clearly, it's people as well. The ancient Ramin, but the ancient Ramin has got that. It's got that darkness that's over it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a cloak over it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Eric says, to be fair, being touched for the first time is disturbing. Being out with Jamie is disturbing. I can tell you that.
Very disturbing. Completely believe that.
Is that either you?
Could be.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Hello, William.
Hi, William. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, Chantel. Chantel, I absolutely loved that photo of you with the snow. Oh,
yes.
my God.
Oh, yeah, that was a cracking photo. I've never seen such a stunning-looking plane in my life. No, Chantel, you looked absolutely beautiful in it. Really stunning. It was
Thanks
a beautiful
for the birthday
photo.
message.
I can show you all a very stunning picture of two very beautiful people. You might get jealous if I showed you these two people that are the most stunning people in the whole world.
It's going to be me and Jamie, isn't it? Because we're a pair of ugly bastards.
Oh,
yeah, stunning.
That's what I thought.
This is us.
That was the finale to the weekend, wasn't it, guys? When we were coming home. Yeah.
It's when Dan put up that photo that had me in stitches earlier on when he goes,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
I won't play. I think he's Indian. Look, he's watching.
That's watching Bloodywood.
I think the Bloodywood. Possession.
I'll have a look at it and see if it's suitable to put on Facebook so you can all look at it. But if Dan says no, then
it's already on there.
Is it on there?
I think I've got it up.
Chantel, that's funny.
I've got low standards. I was only it was a beautiful photo, Chantel. You look stunning in it. You really did. But you do anyway.
Was that
you are swearing on that one.
Oh, well, am I? I'm swearing on everything.
It's funny. Oh, it is good, though.
Yeah.
So Chantel asked you, did you have a great day, Jamie?
I did, thank you. It was lovely. Thank you for the birthday message.
Ooh,
it was a great weekend. Yeah. Chantel and Jamie sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Chantel.
Must have lost standards. That was Aer Lingus flight. What pain.
Air Fungus.
Yeah, Fungus. Yeah, I didn't know they were still going Aer Lingus. I thought they'd gone.
I thought they went.
I thought they went skin. I thought they went skin. Yeah, we don't need much to open it up for you, though, do we, Chantel?
Oh.
Look at me, them getting kisses from
Can I have another one?
Oh, I know.
He's such a tart.
I don't get kisses from Jay anymore.
He's such a
tart. One, big man.
Did he kiss you at all over the weekend? I think
Jay?
He did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were holding on to each other tightly because we were both scared. We were like Scooby-Doo walking down.
It was. It was like Scooby-Doo, wasn't it?
It was like Scooby-Doo. We didn't have a Scooby-Doo either, did we?
No.
I thought you called you
you never. Who called you that, Chantel?
I tell you who's the tarty. Jamie.
No, she pointed at Lewis.
Jamie. Oh, Jamie, that way.
Lewis is getting brought into the tartness.
That way. Oh, wherever. It's all back to front and inside out on here, isn't it?
I'll point in the right direction.
His bank was low.
Oh.
I told you.
I'm not so hard. I paid a little.
Oh my God! If you was with us that weekend, never mind about a little pee, there would have been a lot of pee coming out.
Yeah.
It would.
I'm not looking forward to Wednesday, to be fair, but hey ho.
Tony's got a question. Do angels like to be seen? Do they hide?
I don't know.
I'm quite skeptical. I'm going to be the skeptic one in this. I'm quite skeptic about angels.
So am I.
And that's not me. Like usually I reason with things out, but I don't know why. But I'm just quite skeptical about angels.
Your thoughts?
In what sense, Lo?
If they exist, really.
I believe in them. I believe in them completely.
I think they do exist, but like I've said to you guys before, if I see one, then I think that's real. So it will change, if you know what I mean.
I'm going to tell you something, right? And it's quite sad. So get ready for the tissues. I had my son in the car, backseat, and I was driving home one day in Bedfont, where I used to live, and the street was the traffic was clear, and I'm driving along a main road, and you can see in front of you, you know, the houses, and then you've got a pathway, and there was a little road that went off down houses. An old man was crossing the road. I was coming up in my car. He got to the other end of the road, went to get up on the curb, tripped and fell, right? So he was a bit of a distance in front of me. A couple pushing their little kid in a pushchair walked straight past him and crossed the road. He was on the floor. I anchored up my car. I pulled up my brakes, emergency stop, in the middle of the road, put on my hazard lights, because this guy was pretty old. And I picked him up off the floor. I mean, the cars then come up behind me, had to go around me to get past because I just blocked the road. And his face was full of blood where he hit the floor really hard. And so I said to him, look, come with me. And I got him to my car and I put him in my front seat and I'd run round the boot and there was a box of tissues and I'm mopping blood off of his face. And this blood was really going. And I said to him, look, you need to go to hospital. And he said, no, I'm not going to hospital. I'm on my way to visit my friend. And I said, well, let me take you to the hospital first. He said, no, I want to visit my friend. I said, well, where does your friend live? I will take you there. And he said, oh, my friend lives down this road. And I said, I know exactly where that is. I'll take you. I said, you are not walking and you're not getting on public transport like that. So I gave him a load more tissues to mop his face. I dropped him off outside his friend's house. Now, my mum always said to me, never, ever have strangers in your car. Never stop to give anyone a lift.
Different if he's had an accident there.
I took him and I took him to the front door. We knocked on the door, saw him in. And, you know, the bleeding had subsided. It was still bleeding. And I said, look, he won't go to hospital. Make sure that you look after him. Any signs of anything and dial 999. And he turned round and this is what got me, right? He said to me, because he'd come from some church. It was a churchy friend he was going to visit. He said to me, an angel was sent down to me today, you know. I went, oh, really? I went, oh, that's nice. Like thinking, what the hell's he talking about?
What you want, lad? Yeah.
And he said, no. He said, you don't realise you are my angel. And he gave me this almighty hug.
That must have been a bad bang with his head.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I got back in my car and I had grey seats. Like, they weren't leather. They were like, you know, upholstered seats.
Like your jumper colour.
And I looked where he was sitting and it was all covered in blood. And I looked at the seats. I could hear his voice, his words in my ear, and I just burst into tears. But that makes me think, are we looking in the wrong place for angels? Are angels us when we do good for one another and for strangers? Is that what an angel really is?
I would say that, well, I think there's definitely beings that are angels.
Yeah.
But I think, like spirit, how would you know if you saw them?
Exactly.
How would
they
you
could
know?
be walking amongst us and we don't know.
I'm sure they are. I mean, I just don't. I mean, how would you know? You wouldn't know, would you? You know, it's like a spirit, isn't it? When people say to me, "Oh, I don't believe in ghosts. I've never seen one," I said, "Well, how can you be so sure? You could be passing people in the street all day during daylight hours, talking to somebody at a bus stop. You don't know."
Yeah.
But look at the amount of reportings there is every day about people that have spoke to people and then turned round and they've been gone and there's absolutely no explanation to why that they've moved that fast.
Well, yeah. I think there's definitely a hierarchy, I think, Tony.
I think so as well. Definitely
there is a hierarchy. You are indeed, Chantel. You've got the face of an angel as well.
Yeah.
True.
There's been plenty of accidents where people have died, and there's been pictures of what look like angelic forms there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuletide is a very spiritual time, and not just for Christmas.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I definitely agree.
Absolutely.
And importantly, we have a solstice coming. It's heading our way soon, haven't we?
We have indeed.
Which is quite an important spiritual time as well. So yeah, it's not just the Christmas thing; it's Yuletide and the changes, the changes of the seasons and all sorts of things going on. So it depends on your personal stance, what it is you follow, what you do, and all the rest of it. But it can be very commercialized as well. Like you watch these Christmas movies where an angel's sent down. That doesn't happen in real life. Not like that. Not the way the movies
they're Hollywood, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't read that. Sorry, my eyes are...
If there is a hierarchy amongst angels, there must be a fusion among them. Well, if you can imagine a hierarchy of angels with God being at the very top, then you've got underneath that you've got Jesus, and then all the rest of them then come down and down and down and down. I suppose it's a bit like the royal family, with being God the head of the family. If you believe in God, because people see God as a man with a white beard that sits on a cloud. I don't see God as that, but
God's an energy. He's like an omnipresent.
Do you know? Right, I've learned this, right, guys. I'm going to give you a counselling lesson in what I've learned. My lecturer will be so proud that I picked this up on. But we were talking.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, pagan. We're talking about Christmas being pagan.
It is.
We were talking about Carl Jung, and he's really, when we're talking about paranormal.
Oh, Carl Jung, brilliant.
And we're talking about this guy that was obviously against Jung, and he put his reasons why, right? And I actually learned, if you see in reality, boys are a cult. Because he was obviously talking, my lecturer was telling us, like, the guy's arguments, and he says, tell us what you think. And it didn't dawn on me, but everything that they were saying was like, we're a cult as well. We believe in the paranormal. So it was
everything's occultism.
I was like,
everything, and believe it or not, everything's tribal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're all tribal, you know.
Sorry about that random information there.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting. And
what I think is a shame, though, is us as the human race, okay, we get washed up in religions, money, all the rest of it.
Tony.
And rather than taking responsibility for your own actions, you'll behave like a pig, go into church, go into confessional, or ask for forgiveness. They say your sins have been wiped clean. Your sins are wiped clean. It's all right. So you go out there, do it all over again, and come in and ask for forgiveness. Now, what's wrong with taking responsibility for your own actions? If you do something wrong to somebody, go up and apologise to them.
Yeah, if you know it's morally wrong, you know you shouldn't be doing it.
You know, just a lot of, in the past, people weren't as switched on. Our brains weren't working like they are today, okay? Today, we have no excuse. If you are wrong, go and apologise. If you're in a happy mood, smile at a stranger. If you smile at a stranger, guaranteed they'll smile back at you because it's infectious. We're not doing that anymore. We're being so wrapped up in our own little worlds that if we do want forgiveness or we do want to feel good about ourselves, they'll go into a church and say, oh, God, please forgive me, I have sinned. No. Go and do right and make up for the sin that you've committed. That's it. End of. This is where I think everything goes awry. Or they'll pray to an angel, or they'll pray to a deity, or, you know, in my head, if you're such a bad person, and then you're expecting an angel to appear to help you and protect you, well, why should they? You can't take responsibility for yourself.
Well, they say, don't they?
You're going to see it.
That God gives you responsibility, so you do with it what that's called self-will. You do with it what
exactly.
And if you bugger it up, that's down to you. That's on you, not on him. That's on you. And it's like, you know, it's. I think we forget. The problem is, right, we're too busy isolating ourselves and dividing ourselves on this planet, rather than seeing each other as just people. We're seeing each other as different races, and it's like no. It's about time that stopped. It's about time we saw ourselves as people.
Chantel said, look, she's put here, you know, if you go to church, you're probably sitting next to a criminal or a murderer or a paedophile, and they're in church asking for forgiveness for what they're doing outside of that church.
Well,
it's just ridiculous.
There's only one being that can give you forgiveness, isn't there? And it's not a man with the cloth.
Yeah, everything is vibration. It
exactly,
moves.
William. Exactly.
Yeah, even this wooden table, everything vibrates.
Yeah, everything. There's no. I don't think there's such a thing as reality. It's not in the sense the way we think of it.
Yeah.
And the positive energy, all it is energy. All we are and all everything is energy. So we might as well make it positive.
If you don't believe in God, you have to understand that some made everything.
Yeah, I agree with Eric.
Washed in money. Near with that, Chantel. No,
I'd rather be washed in ass's milk. Keeps the body young. Apparently,
I'm happy just to have a wash. Take it easy, Tony. I said several to Tony.
Yeah,
take it easy, my friend.
Oh, we got a new comment. Hang on.
Just rerolled.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly. We bugger up, we have to own it.
Yeah. Eric, it might be that you're just weird, full stop.
Like the rest of us.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. I'm not being horrible, Eric, but he can't be completely right because he's here with us tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely weird. Definitely weird.
He's like the rest of us.
Oh, he's admitting he's weird.
He's a good man. When he's owning it. He's owning it. I like that.
I've already admitted that I'm a weird, so it don't matter.
Yeah, we're all weird, aren't we? What's normal?
Jamie, you're the king of weird.
That's cool.
That is cool. Human auras.
That's cool.
So, Lois, do you think? What is your take on like this fairy thing?
No, Viv, stop it there. When you said Lois, do you think that was enough?
So this fairy thing, people say they see fairies. Now, to me, this is just me. I think they're the angels of the forests and the angels of nature. What do you think about that sort of thing?
Well, I must admit, Viv, I do believe in fairies. You know, I've seen a couple of fairies. I see them on a Tuesday. I see them on a Wednesday. I see them on a Friday. Pair of tricks beside me. Right. Oh, serious? No, I don't know. I'm quite skeptical in fairies as well because I've never. I think I'm skeptical in paranormal in some aspects because I've never had the experience, and until I have the experience,
and that's the best way to be. Yeah. Best way to be.
Then I would be a believer. Though I don't put anybody down for it. If they like believe in fairies, angels.
You're not denying anybody's experience. You're just saying that you don't, which is fine.
I don't know. So maybe I have seen fairies, but I don't know.
No,
but it's like this. People going about portals, right? Winds me the hell up. That does, because to me, what they're describing as a portal is not a portal. It's to do with ley lines and the way the ley lines cross over. It creates a spot. But it's like a highway, isn't it? It's like a crossroads. So at the crossroads, rather than going forwards, backwards, or whatever direction they want to go, they decide to come up and out. And it's all earth energy created. It's all earth's energy. It's all energy. But again, they'll say, "Oh, I got an angel through a portal," or "I got this, that, and the other," and it's all tosh, really. I think they're just surmising. It's all theory work because no one can prove it. No one can prove it until we get over there ourselves.
I'm sceptical of a lot of these things like portals and stuff like that, purely because they only seem to be. It's like a lot of these experiments and stuff. They only seem to have come about since some of these so-called mediums have been on TV going, "Oh, there's a portal there," and then they start copying each other. Vortex is another one, and I think to myself, I don't know, man. I didn't hear that 30 years ago. You heard of portals and stuff, but not in that context. So Chantel says one cannot believe in Bigfoot and then not in fairies. It's a contradiction in terms. I keep my mind open to all of them. I believe in fairies and Bigfoot.
Yeah, I do. Bigfoot
and fairies. I believe in all that.
Dogman.
I fully disagree, Chantel. I think again, and I love you to bits, Chantel. Please don't think this is me being like narky or anything, because I love you to bits, right? But I don't agree, because you can believe in one thing but no the other. That's no contradictory. You just don't believe.
So what you're saying is you don't believe in Bigfoot, and there's pure evidence of Bigfoot.
No, she didn't say that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I can believe in Bigfoot, but because like the fairies, because I'm quite skeptical on it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, it's like you can believe in one thing, doesn't it necessarily?
Here's a question for you and for Chantel. Do you think there is a clear difference between the fairy phenomenon and the Bigfoot phenomenon, being that one is interdimensional, but the other is earth energy? They're two different things. What do you think, Dan?
Sorry, what? I beg your pardon. I was reading. Sorry, I've been repeating. Sorry, I was reading Eric's and Chantel. What were you saying? Sorry,
he wasn't even listening.
It was like.
Sorry, that's me being rude. I'm sorry.
Do you think Bigfoot and the fairy thing are two totally separate things in the respect that Bigfoot maybe is interdimensional, where the fairy thing is more earth energy, like what our earth is creating? There's two different things there.
I think they both live in different dimensions. I think that but that doesn't mean they live in the same dimension. I think that they come from different dimensions. The thing with fairies now, I always believe that fairies and that are guardians of the forest, guardians of the wood.
Yeah.
Like the Green Man. The Green Man is the guardian of the wood.
Yeah.
The god of the wood, as it were, the protector of the wood, the protector of all things, the fauna and flora of nature. And I think that fairies are exactly the same. And I do believe that every tree has a significant fae attached to it, or a spirit, a tree spirit, which manifests itself. When people said they've seen them, they manifest themselves. They look like sprites, or they look like fairies, which is the same thing. So I'm a big supporter. I believe in the fae completely, and I do believe that a lot what people experience, they say, as spirits, are things like brownies in the house or members of the fairies.
Yeah.
William says something quite interesting, and I tend to agree with this. With respect, I don't think some people will ever completely understand the spiritual world without a deeper study or practical experience.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Spot on there.
I agree with that.
What do you mean I do? We're not getting married. That's definitely not happening. I'm only joking, Eric.
Anthony, yeah. There are a lot of people with big feet.
Well, I'm 10, the size 10 and a half. The point is I'm trying to make is I'm open to anything I'm proving just because you've not seen it, even if...
Yeah.
Hang on, Chantel. Yeah. You're open to anything. Is that what you're saying?
Dirty.
Could you... No, I was going to ask you, could you be open to lending me a couple of £100?
If I don't shave like usually.
I do, Eric. Do you do? Because if we do, we can I do together. But just don't tell the husband.
I never did.
And don't tell your missus.
Yeah, no, I believe in the fae completely. And I
mean,
believe,
I'm
you
not
know me, I believe in
MDs what they believe
cryptids.
in.
But no, but that's fine. You know, it's like if you don't, that's fine. You know, it's like I always say to people, some people say to me, well, I've not experienced anything, therefore I don't believe it. And I said, well, that's the best way to keep it.
Let me see if I've still got that picture up on here.
You know, don't.
You chat amongst yourselves for a minute.
What picture you got, Viv? Not that one of me and Jay, is it? When we were drunk.
Well, one of you two drunk.
Yeah.
On Sunday night. The Sunday night?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see the drunk photo.
No, we weren't. We were just like, I was in bed with a bottle of cider and that lot were all around me.
I seen that one.
I didn't put it up, Dan.
No, I seen you in bed with the bottle in
your hand. Yeah, I think Kylie did, didn't she?
Yeah.
I do, you do, we do, everybody do.
Right, I'm going to show you a picture. Nettie, these are your pictures, okay?
Oh, is this the one in our living room where we discuss the wallpaper and say it's a beautiful wallpaper?
Yeah, now look at this, guys. And we did sort of play around it with the pictures with her, for her. Oh, hang on.
Me too, Eric.
Guys, can you see this?
Yeah, we can see the what do you call it?
Hang on. I'm trying to show you a picture.
I can imagine, Chantel, did you and Jenny have a good time?
I bet it did, Chantel. Yeah, I bet it did.
I bet it got a bit messy.
Can you see this?
No.
Just see the what you call it? The desktop.
All right, okay. Hang on then.
Can't see any particular individual photo, just loads of different photos.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Hang on. I will do it again.
So, are you hungover still, Chantel? The Irish can drink, I'll tell you. They say the Scots are bad, but the Irish are worse.
Did you come back on that plane flight feeling a little bit sick?
Yeah.
I've done that when I've had too much sauce abroad.
No, I avoided that.
Good woman, good woman.
Wow.
Okay. Do you all see that?
Yeah.
So this is Nettie's picture. So that was the original picture.
Yeah.
See that better there?
Yeah.
Looks like a man in a gown.
Let's see if I can get
the weird thing is, to me, that looks angelic.
Yes. That was the thing I was going to say. Do you not think that's an angel?
To me.
To me, that looks like a man in a gown.
Do you think that could be an angel?
I think so.
I can't see. Obviously, I can't see the whole of the room, so I can't see what is in there that could throw a light anomaly like that. But to me, it's the shape, and it just seems to scream angel, or it seems to shout out angel.
That's the room. This is the original picture here.
Darken it down again, please, Viv. Yeah, it looks angelic, doesn't it? Even Eric says it does too.
I'm laughing at Chantel.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Why would she say?
Can you repeat
that? That's like protection, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on, how do I get back? Hang on.
I don't know, but if that's not a light, if that's not anything throwing the light anomaly and stuff, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And those pictures were taken.
Oh, was it not long after Laurie passed? Bless him.
Yeah, taken by Annette Locke. So they're her pictures, and this was what Annette had taken in her own living room.
Wow. So that's
it looks angelic.
Guardian angel coming through.
Look like protection, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Annette, how did you feel what made you take the photo, Annette? Did you feel something like presence in the room?
Oh. In the bathroom could have wings, especially if they're
all fey. Yeah, they're all fey.
Who's Faye? Is she a nice woman?
Oh, Faye.
I hope so.
It's a name you don't hear anymore, isn't it, Faye? Nice name, actually. Yeah, it'd be interesting, Annette. I'd like to know what made you take that photo. What did you feel there was something like a presence, or
did you see it? Or
feel it?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
That's because we were in the wallpaper. We were saying how we loved the wallpaper in the room.
Yep, definitely. Still want the wallpaper. Amazing.
Yeah, no, that looked lovely. And if it was at that time, that's even more interesting.
Yeah. Oh dear, that is funny. So yeah, angels. What more can be said? I mean, people are saying that they see things like miracles with angels in the sky, or the Madonna appearing and to kids on a mountain, and then she starts crying and stuff like that. And people have seen things en masse, angels, haven't they? Do you think it's one? Do you think it's mass hallucination, or are they actually seeing the same thing? Because as well as you could tie in the cryptid thing, because people have seen Mothman en masse, people have seen an angel en masse. What the bloody hell is going on in this world? That's what I want to know. Why haven't I seen one?
I've seen some good photos, or a compilation of photos that have been taken at car accidents and where people have passed. And it's not just the spirit energy that leaves; it's like an angelic energy that's there
to come collect them.
Come to collect them, you know. It's just interesting. It's just interesting, isn't it? I have no doubt of angels, no doubt.
Yeah.
Eric is that's why we like Eric as well. Could we just catch the food we're eating?
An angel fart. And if it smells, it's a demonic fart.
There you go.
Shush.
Shh.
But it's good. It's interesting. Excuse me. It's interesting. That's the weekend catching up with me again.
Yeah. Shush.
I spoke to Viv today, and Viv went, she was tired. And I went, no, I'm great. I'm okay. I'm fine. And now this evening, it's caught up with me.
Yeah. I've got to go to work tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, so have I.
You haven't, you?
I'll be thinking of you guys. Who's on tomorrow night?
Well, we have some old bint coming on that we met.
Oh, I've heard of it. That's not that old bag, is it?
Don't shush me.
Don't shush me. Nobody put Chantel in the corner.
Yeah, we got Kylie Davis. Kylie Davis might be coming on.
Ooh. We'll see you.
Oh, nice, Chantel.
Oh, good luck. Put £50 and everything, Chantel.
I hope you win some good money on the old GGs.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you'll have a lovely time there, Chantel.
Some money down there anyway, you'll be all right.
Oh.
I always remember Laurie saying before he died, when he would get his wings, he was looking out the window. It's amazing that, isn't it? You know, my dad was the same. He was completely blown away when what he was looking at. It was just, we couldn't see it clearly, but it was amazing.
Oh, I didn't know you had a horse, Chantel. What is your horse called?
What time is it running? And should we put money on it? And what's your horse called?
It's called Neddy.
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 It's called Jay.
He's running in the 3 o'clock and he's expected to get in about 9:15.
Only the donkey.
Blessed. Oh.
I want to see what this horse's name is, so I'm going to put a few quid on it. Yeah, I think they're probably bird feathers.
They're bird feathers, trust me. I've got a whole bag of them, look.
There you go.
The angels must love me.
You had an angel visit you in your hall once, didn't you?
Look at this. Hang on, these feathers are so pretty. Look, I had to save them.
Oh, that is a beautiful one.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Chantel. I'm going to put some money on him.
Oh, I'll have a wee bet in him, Chantel.
I'll throw a few quid on him. A few pennies on Urban Soldier. I'm going to do that.
And if it loses, woe betide you. No, I'm joking.
Oh. Without a doubt, Annette. Oh. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely. That's lovely.
They say that when you pass, you're collected by someone.
Yes.
My dad's mum was there.
My granddad
who would you like to be, when you pass, when your time comes, who would you like to be collected by? Have you got any thoughts on that?
I'd like to be collected by somebody I don't owe money to. So that brings it down to maybe a couple of people.
MasterCard.
MasterCard. The bank. I don't know who would I like to be collected by.
So one person that could come and collect
Elvis.
you.
I can't do. Oh, River Hall.
No, it's got to be a family member.
Family member.
No, a family member.
I would say my mum's mum.
Yeah.
My mum's mum, for the reason that, that I never got the chance to sort our differences out, so definitely. But she's still around me all the time, like without a doubt. Every day picks her up.
My mum and my dad, I think. My mum and my dad.
What about you, Jay?
Pop.
Like your granddad?
Yeah.
I'd love to be.
Wouldn't you?
You what?
You're really close to your granddad, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'd love to be picked up by my Indian granddad because I think it'd be so hilarious. Because with the Indian accent, it'd be, my God, what do you think this is? Come with me. We haven't got along. You've got to come with me quickly. Let's go. People are waiting. What do you think is going on now? You just come. Don't worry about anything. Leave it behind. Come with me now. It'd be so funny that I wouldn't realise where I was going. I'd just go with him, laughing all the way. It would just be funny.
No.
It would be funny with my Indian granddad because it's just the way that he is.
Wouldn't it be bad, though, if your family come to collect you, like your mum or your dad or your grandfather or whatever, your grandma, and all they did was, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have done this, what'd you do that for, you idiot? I would have done it this way.
That's why I would want them to collect me.
No, you're going to...
So, my granddad's on the Indian side or my nan on my mum's side, but I don't want my own parents to come and collect me because I'd be in trouble. I think like nan or granddad. Indian granddad would be hilarious.
I think the first thing you would do is slap you for the accent trying.
It's funny because all the time I was growing up, I never knew his name. It was just Granddad. Sometimes I called him Father Christmas because when he let his beard down, it was
big
really
beard.
Normal. Yeah, but it was just Granddad. And it was only later on in life, I turned around and said to my dad, Dad, he went, what? I went, what was Granddad's actual name? He went, oh, it's just Granddad. What is his actual name? He said, oh, Mahindra Singh. I went, oh, really? He's named after the Jeeps. He must be posh. That's why he's rich. He made some Jeeps.
Oh, Anthony, that's a good answer.
My pets I had over the years.
That's a good answer.
That's dead sweet. Right, guys, I'm going to have to boost because my laptop is on the edge of dying and I've left my charger in my room.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Well,
That's on the flip side, as they say, Lo.
Yes.
That's it. So I'm going to go before it goes kaput and you're like, bastard didn't say bye to us.
Give Steve a slap for me.
Oh, with fucking pleasure. Can I give him 3 slaps?
Tell Steve I said hello.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Dad says you're a wank.
No, he knows I wouldn't say that. I've got his back. I know what he's got to fucking put up with you.
Fuck you, dude.
The boy deserves a medal.
Love you, Lo.
Love you, Lo.
Love you all. Bye.
Speak to you soon, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
Right, William says something really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
You know it. Oh, dear.
Oh, there you go.
So are you looking forward to Christmas, Dan?
What am I looking forward to?
I'll do it before he does.
Go on. What?
Christmas dinner. Looking forward to my dinner, that's about it.
Or if I was a certain person, dinners. He does speak in the kids' rooms. that perfect, Anthony. Perfect. He's got the good answers tonight, as Anthony. Got the good answers tonight. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the other side of it when it's all over.
January sales.
Yeah. Oh, I can't stand shopping. I can't stand it. No, I'm just looking for. It's just nice to sit down and chill, isn't it? Like Anthony says, just relax. You working, Chantel? Where are you working? At the stables, at the stud, or what have you? When are you going back to South Africa, Chantel?
If I have a drink,
that's a rough trip for her, wasn't it?
Mm.
If I have a drink and then I go to sleep, I snore and then I wake up with a sore throat.
Oh, because you're dry. I'm supposed to dry that, yeah.
Oh, she got back on Sunday.
When are you back over?
Seen us.
We haven't seen. We're very disappointed. We haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She could have come to Woodchester and the Ram, but she was in Ireland instead.
I'll be honest with you, she did the right choice. It was bloody cold when we were.
It's too funny. It's too funny.
Oh,
we were all scared. We were all scared. We left early because we were scared.
It was brilliant though, wasn't it? Funny.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to, Viv, about Christmas? I know Jay's working it.
I'm working.
I don't know. Time off work, I suppose. It's just the time off work. Yeah, time did go.
It always does, Chantal. Always does.
When you come next time, let's meet up. Let's get the gang together and let's all go out and do something.
It's the law. Yeah. It's the law.
Or we meet in Los Angeles. We can go to LA and we'll meet up there.
That'd be nice. Be warmer.
Oh God, Annette.
Oh, Annette. That sounds horrible.
Here she is.
Hey, it's Kylie.
About bloody time. Kylie. Kitchen fitted, have you?
Tell me about this, Jay. Tell me about this kitchen. I've not heard anything about it.
No, neither have I, mate. I haven't either, son.
Apparently, I woke up this morning going, oh. Put the cupboards in. Oh, where's the cooker? Oh.
Missing you more. Missing you more.
Missing you too. Missing you. Oh, do you know what? I was listening to that the other day.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Kevin Bloody Wilson. Brilliant. Nice.
You tell the guys all about it tomorrow.
You're on tomorrow, Kylie, aren't you?
She might be late on because she's busy at work, but just I'll send you the link. Just come on when you can.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Bless her. She's like a sister from another mister.
Sister from a mister.
And it's not a Mr. Man either.
Mr. Man Lolly.
Oh, bless you.
Cool.
Excellent.
Cool. We're going to have let's all get our haircuts by Kylie one day just for.
I've got none left.
Throw it so she can cut it.
Oh, what if she can plait this?
She can do something with your beard.
Diet.
Oh, Christmas song. I still like Slade.
Yeah.
No, gets on my nerves. Like it's too much.
Yeah, but then I like. Was it Ronnie Wood?
I'll pay good money to watch that. So
I've got nothing left to wax.
Well, is she talking about your head or back, sack, and crack?
Oh, I do them anyway.
I pay good money just to see you in fucking pain.
What, for a haircut?
Fairy Tale of New York is
I've
a
never
song.
heard of a Fairy Tale of New York haircut.
No.
Yeah, Fairy Tale of New York's cool.
I think my favourite Christmas song, that's got to be, was it a Christmas #1 song or a Christmas song?
Just a Christmas song.
Don't know.
Friggin' in the Rigging by the Sex Pistols. That's a lovely one around Christmas.
See, my favourite Christmas #1 song, I've got two, is Rage Against the Machine.
Ah, quality.
I Won't Do What You Tell Me. That one. And Bohemian Rhapsody.
Another cool one.
They were Christmas #1 songs.
What, back in the 70s?
No, Bohemian Rhapsody was...
70s.
No, Bohemian Rhapsody was #1 not long ago after the movie came out.
We wouldn't know, Viv. We're much younger than you.
But my favourite Christmas time, Christmas song, I don't know.
That's frightening. Mind you, she might be there to protect you, look after you.
Yeah.
Just think about a Christmas song.
I like the Jonah Louis one, the Wish I Was Home for Christmas. Ding, 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 ding. That one.
Yeah. I liked...
I like the one...
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. That was what's her
name?
It
was Kim Wilde.
Kim Wilde and was it Shaking Stick?
Was it Mel? What's his name?
That was on Home Alone, wasn't it?
Smith and Mel Smith, was it?
Mel Smith. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. That one. I like that one.
That's a good film, William. I like that. I've seen it so many times and I really like it.
Favourite Christmas film on around Christmas time. What's your favourite? Pick one, only one.
The original Santa Claus.
Christmas film. I like Bad Santa.
Yeah, it's good.
Like Bad Santa.
My favourite of all time. Every year I have to watch it. It's the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's quality. The original
one. Quality with
brilliant.
The original with Gene Wilder and the Oompa Loompas. I love those Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompa.
We had 3 Oompa Loompas on over the weekend.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Kylie, you see what he's calling us?
Now a lot of people argue that's not a film, not a Christmas film, but it's definitely a Christmas film.
It's definitely a Christmas
film. Definitely a Christmas film.
You've never heard of
Eric,
Sleepy
you got to
Hollow?
watch Sleepy Hollow.
I've never seen it.
Film.
Do you know what?
Great film.
Tinky. I thought he was going to say "uh-oh" for Eric, but it didn't.
I thought
Come again.
He was going again. What was that?
Tubby custard.
Tubby custard. That's what we want to say to Eric. That's what we wanted to say to Eric.
Elf's a good film.
Elf, yeah. I like the original Santa Claus.
There was one. Was it Dan Aykroyd did the one called Scrooged? That was quite funny.
Yeah,
that was an 80s one, wasn't it?
I tell you what's a good Christmas movie as well to watch with the kids.
And Bill Murray. Sorry, Bill
Murray. Muppets.
We watched it the other day. It's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah. What, the Christmas one?
The best bit in that, right? The bit in that
Christmas
I love
Carol
is where they go up to Scrooge, don't they? Which is what's his name, Michael Caine, isn't it? And they
Michael Caine, yeah.
Can we put another piece of coal on the fire? First one, and next one that mentions a piece of coal. When's going to get the sack? You'll all be sacked. And then this shoots back. They're wearing grass skirts, hooligans going, heat wave, tropical heat wave.
Yeah, Muppets Christmas Carol is a brilliant film.
Oh, it's a superb film.
Yeah.
Now you should watch Sleepy Hollows.
Dirty boy.
Do you know what? There is Muppets, a porn film. It was a porn film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I might have to Google it.
Don't bother. Don't bother, it's sick.
Up near us, they put on a film years ago. I was a kid. I think it was over in where I used to live in Enfield. They put a film on. The kids went for Saturday morning, and it was meant. What was it? It was Flash Gordon, but they bollocksed up the set and they put on Flesh Gordon. So the kids were sitting there with their popcorn watching a porn film.
I'll never forget our next door neighbour. he had a really severe case of multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. And we were all in next door's house, and his wife Shirley, she put on a DVD. She well, in those days it was a video cassette.
VCR.
She said, right, sit down. And we sat down on the floor around the telly. She said, right, watch this. I'll be 5 minutes just nipping down the shop to get some facts. It's fine. Dave was already out. Dave came back before Shirley. He was obviously having one of his paranoid attacks. We're all sitting there. He's walked in the house. He's gone, you're watching porn in my house. We were about 8 years old, right? You're watching porn. How dare you watch porn in my house? And he's gone up to the telly and he's put his foot through the screen. Seriously, the thing went bang. Shirley's come in while this is going on. She's screaming because Dave's just blown the TV up. We're sitting there crying because Dave's like on one and he's
brilliant.
Like, and she's coming. She's, what the bloody hell's going on? He's like, I caught them watching porn. She went, no, they're not. They're watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Well, I went and got me fags. She's gone.
Say whatever you want about multiple personality disorder. I always say you're never lonely.
It's funny. You know? I look back now and I it's so funny. And it's thank God it was in their house and not mine. Oh my God, we're all sitting there crying our eyes out because he put his foot through the telly. We couldn't watch anymore.
I remember seeing my dad nearly put his foot through the telly when Spurs lost.
Oh God. Oh.
What was on it? What was on that? What was it? What? Oh, no. What was that? Oh, no, I've got to know what was on that and what it was called. Yeah, someone to talk to. Cindy Riddle Moreland.
I just think it's see, Dave, we grew up with Dave and his multiple personalities. Sometimes they were nice, sometimes they weren't. But
yeah, you just learn to live with it though. You take it and it's like we had them around, float around houses.
just Dave, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a bloke around the house was really like his hallucinations and his were off, but he was a sweetheart.
See, Dave had a trigger, and it was always his bathroom mirror used to trigger him, and it was his wife could talk him down, but if she weren't around and it went full blast, it depends on what one comes. One day, Andy pissed me off. And my Andy had pissed me off, and I'd gone out of the house crying. I come back, and Dave was in the front garden. He said, he was growling. He went, "All right, Biff?" And I said, "All right, Dave." He's going, "What's the matter with you?" I went, "Oh, that's all right. Andy's just pissed me off." He went, "Let me get an axe. I'll fucking kill him." He's like, "Kill him!" And he's gone to his shed, and he's throwing stuff over his shoulder like you see in the films, looking for an axe. He's going, "You wait there. I'm looking for my axe." He's like, "I'll fucking have it." He's going,
"Oh, do you know what? I'm too much of a poker. I'd have gone at him. I
try not to laugh.
If there was somebody I didn't like, I'd go, "Yeah, Dave, do you want to hear what he said about you earlier on?" Cindy's from Kentucky. She says, "What the question mark? I'm US from Kentucky." You'll get used to it, Cindy. You'll get used to it. I promise. We don't mean any harm. It's just our wives. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I bet there's loads. Yeah.
You know, but God rest his soul. I can imagine.
Reader's got a few in as well.
Dave's he's since passed over, but it would be interesting if Dave could come back and communicate from the spirit world. Which personality would he bring through?
Or do they do they go back to their original personality?
Yeah. Yes. I'd love to have a conversation.
I suppose their normal personality was the default one, isn't it? It's the one they always go back to. I'm guessing.
I don't know, but it's an interesting question, isn't it?
Mental health is it's a heartbreaking subject, isn't it? It's really, really sad, but it is interesting. Death by fruit cake.
Not by chocolate.
That sounds like a bad book.
But seriously, that's an interesting question as paranormal investigators. I mean, I grew up with Dave, loved him wholeheartedly. I mean, we had our funny moments with him, but you know, and he's now passed away, and with his wife. If he was to come back and to communicate at all, would he come back as Dave or one of the multiple personalities?
I reckon he'll come back as multiple, like the multiple of personalities he had.
They could never.
Exactly, Eric. I was thinking that.
Because they couldn't control it. You know, normally they give you tablets and they control it in most cases. His was so severe that they couldn't.
And that was probably you're looking back in the 70s as well, when medication and that wasn't up to like the point it is now, you know?
Yeah. Oh, bless her.
Oh, sweet.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry, Cindy.
Yeah.
I wondered that, Eric. How would you know?
And also, just remember the good times.
Yes. And also, I often wonder to myself, with these multiple personalities, are they previous lives, some of them?
Yeah.
Personalities bleeding through from previous lives.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, there you go. Anthony said exactly the same thing. Could it be past lives?
Yeah. That's normal, Jay. I thought you'd know that one, Kylie.
He's going to have eyes tattooed on the outside of his eyelids, so it looks like he's awake all the time.
Yeah. And I've already had a sleep when I got back.
Kylie, are you still surviving on 4 hours kip a day? Or have you had a bit of a... I bet you haven't had a chance to have a lie-in, have you?
Probably been at work.
Exactly.
I think she's doing it. They're moving her stuff into the kitchen so she could put a Christmas tree out.
Don't keep on about the kitchen.
It's old news now, isn't it? Had it all
I want to see pictures of the kitchen when it's done. I bet it's really nice. No. You're just jealous, Dan.
I am. I'm bitching about the kitchen.
With the cupboard doors falling off.
Oh, that's cute. That's nice.
That's nice. Hold on to the good memories, honestly. They'll get you through.
I think that once somebody passes over, I think they get into a point where they're like whatever normal is. They get to a point where they're medically and psychologically balanced.
Yeah.
The bloody kitchen. Did I mention the kitchen?
I think you did.
Hey, but she's had all that work done in her kitchen. What if that sort of messed it up a bit and unbalanced it, and there's now a ghost in the kitchen?
She'll pull herself.
Don't, Viv. She'll be going on about a kitchen ghost for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
There are such things as kitchen ghosts, you know. We should put
that. It's always a woman.
That's because they're the only women in the kitchen.
That's what I meant.
Do you want to do
kitchen warming party?
I think you should have a kitchen warming party online.
Yeah. She'll be in the kitchen tomorrow night when you interview her.
Party with the ghost. What were you going to say, Viv? Sorry?
Are we going to do a jar of doom?
Yeah, let's do. Oh, hang on. What are we doing? What? Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Week?
Next year. Yeah. When's Christmas? Is it not? Is week after next? Is it? I don't know. I've lost it.
Next week, isn't it?
Is it?
No, week after next. We've got one more show.
I don't know what I'm working, to be fair.
Yeah, could Anthony? Could very well. Yeah. Sage and all. Yeah. Cool. There you go.
Right,
the jar of doom has been opened.
Right, this is what's left in the jar of doom for this year.
We've done well. We had loads in there this year, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say, Jay, pick a number.
5.
Hang on, I ain't got them down yet. 5. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Number 5. Or number 6?
Number 5.
Johnny 5 alive. Do you remember that? Johnny 5 alive.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, not that one.
Blame Jamie in the UK.
My fault.
You know what UFO? You know what it stands for?
UF off.
UF off.
Will be if I'm working Tuesday and you got to be lumbered with
it. Bloody hell, Jay. Have another go.
All right, okay, number 3.
Do you want me to put it back in? Right, okay.
Number 3.
So, right, what I've got left is out of 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
5.
3.
It'll be UFOs again.
Oh no, we done that one. We did that last week.
What was it? Why is it back in the jar?
I don't know. I might have been Andy tidying up. That's what it was. We did that last week.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Right, so 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, interesting. You're going live, don't they? Fuck bollocks.
Yeah, that was funny, that was.
Oh, dear. Right, so we're doing haunted dolls, toys.
Good.
Okay.
Jolly good.
I have got a haunted Willie stick man.
You have, and he came with us. You pulled your Willie around all over the mansion on Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah, he stayed in one place, didn't he? He didn't.
Oh,
he went
we
to
thought
the ramp,
he did, but he got moved, didn't he?
Well, I don't know if he got moved.
I think he did.
I didn't move him. Did you take photos when you placed him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was in the same place, but Jay thinks he's moved a little bit.
I think it was on the angle.
Because I took a very interesting picture over it, and Crispin wants me to send it to him, where there's a man at the window peering in, looking at us.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But don't forget, that's where Willie was, where that window was. That's where we got touched.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's interesting. Oh, excellent, Eric. Yeah, I find that one interesting. Yes, dolls with no face.
So I have a doll up there that's supposed to be a haunted doll. Now, she came via a charity shop, but I didn't like the way she looked. So we gave her a makeover, and she has She's got my team's logo on now. She's got her hair cut, brushed, and put in a pet ponytail, and she's wearing a hoodie and jeans now. But apparently this doll moved in quite a lot of places that was taken, and she even interacted with other dolls at Wisbech Castle. But I have her sitting in here, but I do not at all think that she is haunted. I think she just contains energy of previous owner. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But we'll get into that
Tuesday when I'm at work.
When you're at work, Jay.
Jay, is it a good touch or a bad touch?
What?
Surprising, wasn't it?
Your touch. When you got touched by.
On Saturday.
It was a good touch. It weren't horrible. I think now thinking about it, it was a good touch. I think if it happened before, then I would have gone where he wanted me to go. I would have not chased him, but I think me personally, he wanted to show me something that I don't know. I think he was trying to show me something, or because when me and Chris were there locking up, we saw him at the end of the corridor.
There was no malice in him, was there?
I think it was that, that link that he wanted to show me where he is, because I didn't go there. He showed himself at the end of the hallway going past. So I think that's where he was leading me to go. But no, it was an experience. I did obviously feel my pants, but I've been touched, but not in that extent that my arm physically went up, still in the clasp position.
You were pulled.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being touched and grabbed, though, isn't there?
Yes, there is, yeah.
But Dan, you get touched, but you get touched on your bum quite a lot, I've noticed.
I do. I get touched on my backside quite a lot. I do. Well, I say a lot. I mean, when I get touched, it tends to be around the back.
Was the room at the end of the hallway? Yes. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I'll tell you what was funny, Dan. When I was with you and you sat down and you got touched on your bum and you went, Viv, something's touching my bum. And I said,
was that when we were doing Harpic?
And I said to you, lucky thing, ask him to do it again.
Yeah. Oh, no. Rachel was behind me and I turned around. Rachel was sitting quite a way because we were on a show's launch type thing. I went, somebody's just pinched my bum. She went, don't look at me. I didn't do it. But yes, I don't know what it is. I keep getting them 4 or 5 times. I've
been touched inappropriately once near my mini moo, but unseen hands. And it was like how can I explain it? This is not me. It was me doing it. It was like a fluttering and a vibration in that area.
Okay.
So I got up, made an excuse and left the room. So they all moved down the bench. And for a second person to have exactly the same. We even went back in and checked the bench afterwards to make sure there wasn't any contraptions that we were sitting over or, nothing. There was no explanation why I felt that and why the second person felt exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I just think there might have been a bit of a pervy ghost there that,
I asked for it once in an ops room. RAF ops room, military ops room, where there was meant to be a WAF, member of the WAF.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne, who apparently haunted it, like a Women's Air Force girl. And I said to her, she was renowned for touching stuff. People felt touching her. And I wear shorts all the time. And I was in there, it was a summer's evening, I was in there and I said to her, I heard you touch people all the time. If you'd be so kind, could you just touch my leg or just let me know that you're present? And it took about a minute or so, but I could actually, and you know me, I don't jump to conclusions on things. I'm the first to say, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about this. I annoy myself sometimes. But it was distinct. I felt the hand touch and like nails and fingers, and I felt it just gently, very gently, just stroked my thigh. But that was a lovely experience because it was like, you allowed me, you've done what I've asked. It's really kind of you, and it was a connection. It was a really nice little connection for a minute.
Do you think that paranormal investigators, especially today, they're too much in the moment wanting something to happen and ask for all sorts of stuff?
They run down like headless chickens.
And when it does happen, they run away like headless chicken rather than acknowledging that they've actually done something that you've asked them to do. The amount of energy that must take for them to do it must be phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And then when they do it, but when they do it, they're so taken aback and too busy running off. They don't sit, rationalise it, and when they can't rationalise it, take it for what it is, and then,
they're so busy, Viv, shouting out questions, trying to do this, trying to do that, running around headless, that things can be happening and they're not even noticing it. They're not registering it.
No.
Because there's no downtime. And one thing that really annoys me, bless her. One thing that annoys me as well is, what it's like when you get somebody does an EVP session and you ask a question, you try and make it as succinct and clear as possible, and then you give a 15-second gap. But I've seen a lot of them give, are you there? I'm here with you. How many are going to be here? Can you go upstairs? We're about to... And it's like, you're not giving them a chance to answer.
Do you find that, though, Dan, that the questions that people are asking are not about them?
They're boring.
It's about what they want to know.
They're boring.
So, is there somebody here? Yes, there is. Can you tell me your name? You do get one or you don't. Why were you here? Did you live here? Let them answer. Did you like it here? Or was this just a place that you happened to reside? Did you come from this place? They're not interested in that. How many of you are there? Can you throw that picture? Can you do this? Can you do that? I'd love to get to a point where I'm sitting talking to an actual spirit being and see, with all the best will in the world, if they could, brilliant. If they can't, that's fine too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Could you give me an report? Something from your time. Could you drop something in?
I sit down. I always start with, look, I'm here to have a chat with you one-to-one. It'd be great if you could converse with me. If you can, please come forward. You can do it in your own terms. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. And then I'll ask questions or say to them, I'm here to learn about you as a person. I want to know your story. Can you give me any information on what it was like living here at that particular time?
Dan, we've gone over our time. We're 5 minutes over. We better end before we get booted off. Bye, Belle.
Bye.
Well, we'll be continuing this conversation behind the scenes. We'll see you next week on Things Network, where we'll be talking about haunted dolls and toys.
Exactly.
Later, guys.
Take it easy, guys. Great to see you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Speak to you soon, all.